Okay guys, I'm gonna go out for a ride out here to Longbow Key because it's the closest place where I can take my drone out for a short flight. I live near the airport and it's a restricted area. I can't fly here, and even if I wanted to, the drone will not take off because it's set that way in the software. And the maker of my drone has these pre-settings that's already in the software that you have to go through different formalities for you to access this flight restriction. I did it one time on my own and it was unauthorized. I simply went in the software and I turned off some settings that's not supposed to be turned off while you're in a restricted zone. So what they did was they caught it and then they reversed it. Now they locked it. I can't even fly around where I live, which I shouldn't anyway. So that's what's going on. The reason why I'm taking my drone out for a short flight is because you can't let these drones batteries sit on a charge for a long time without use. It's not good for the battery. They're lithium battery, they're smart batteries, so you have to fly them once in a while. I took them out after I got back from visiting my family, and it was very brief, as you can see from one of my last videos after I got back from New England. So I'll touch back with you guys very shortly. Okay guys, so I took my drone out here to Longbow Key, and I took my drone to its paces. Not only that, I should do it anyway because it keeps me up to speed on my maneuverability, and also lithium-ion batteries that are made for these drones are considered smart lithium batteries, and that they communicate with the receiver and the iPhone. They tell you exactly at what level each cell is at. It's important to keep each battery cell balanced. That's part of the longevity health upkeeping of these batteries. You can't just keep them charged and stored away like that. They slowly decrease their charge on their own, but it's good to use them up to a certain level, but never get below a certain level. Because if they get to a certain level, way below a required level, then you can kill them. So when I don't have any videotaping to do from the aerial aspect, then I need to do what I do today to keep up the battery health of these drones. And I checked out the level of each cell. They're all balanced. And the weather was very, very nice. Not perfect. I noticed that when I get over the water, it jittered a little bit. That's because the sensors are picking up movement on the water, but it's not that of a human. It's just the reflection and the wave of the ocean. So that to me, I think that confuses the drone, and it starts to flutter, saying, "What's going on here? There's some creatures moving down there, or my reflection, or something." So I didn't take it out way deep across the lake because, number one, I don't have my floaties on, which will keep them from submerging in the water, and not that I would be out there at 10% battery level. That's freaking asinine. But if I did go out there, if the wind or something happened and the sensors wasn't working properly and it went in the water, at least it would have enough power left for me to lift off the water and take it back home. And when it does land in the water, it's not going to sink. So that's that. And also, before I left, I updated the software for the drone. That's something that's going to be done probably on a month and a half basis, as the manufacturer puts out new software. They get on my iPhone, and when I connect my iPhone to the drone, and then I can download them. So yeah, if you're flying with no updated software, your drone may not be flying at its optimum best. And every time they come out with a new software, it's better than the last. So that's kind of interesting. Even what I just did out here with my drone was very relaxing for me. Even though I pulled out a video today, this is going to be another video of what I do when I'm home. It's a little cloudy right now, and it looks like it's probably going to rain this evening. The other thing I noticed too, before I took the drone out, I must have been fiddling with my distance on my drone because I exceeded the altitude, and I was getting audible messages telling me that I'm exceeding the altitude and FAA permission is needed. So yeah, that's interesting to know. So when I flew it back, I took it down to where it should be, about 400 feet. It was probably up about 700 feet because it got so high I couldn't see it. So, but anyways, when it gets like that, immediately I press the home button, and then it flies back over its takeoff point and it lands. It has so many advanced safety features here that you have to be a total goofball to screw it up. I've seen many people online flying their drone way out in the ocean, miles and miles, and they don't think about the consequence of not having enough power to come back, enough battery level, and then their drone signals at 20%. If you're out miles and miles and miles, and if you only have 20% battery life left, you're not going to make it back to home. It'll take off on its own, but it's going to end up going in the ocean. And I've seen it on many different accounts on YouTube where these guys just took a chance and they weren't thinking their distance versus their balance of the power they have in their battery. If you have 100% battery level, you can get out to for about 7 miles, and then the other 50% you can use to get out to come back the 7 miles. If 7.5 miles is the range of my drone, I'm not going to fly it out 7.5 miles because there's so many things to take into consideration. Which way the wind is going, what's the wind speed. If you're going against the wind, you're going to need more than 50% power to come back. And I saw once on YouTube, a guy said, get out to your video point at sport mode, which is top speed, because it won't take a lot of power to get out there to that distance at top speed, and then have enough power to come back at top speed so you don't run into trouble. So if I'm going to come back from, I don't know, 6 miles or so, then I'm going to have at least 60% battery power left. I don't want to take a chance of sinking a $2,000 drone in the water, because I don't have that kind of money to be buying drones all the time. And besides, for what I'm interested in, I'm not interested in flying out 7 miles anyways. To me, it's stupid. It's not necessary. The things that you see me do with my drone are about all that I want to do with my drone. I want it within eye distance where I can see it, and I don't want it to be out even a mile, because it's not necessary. I want to be able to take nice landscapes and nice videos from at least, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile to a mile. That's it. Alright guys, so right now I gotta stop at the superstore and pick up some beverages and pick up some items to make my lunch for the next couple of days. And I defrosted some beef so I can have for supper and also take to work tomorrow. So I hope you guys are having a nice day, and I'll be chatting with you guys soon. Okay guys, so I got home a little while ago from doing my groceries. I know that I made a video about a week ago regarding my New Year's resolution. Regrettably, I can tell you guys that I have already failed a little bit of that. I was driving and I was telling you guys how my weakness is ice cream. Well, I did a little bit of grocery shopping and I bought my small little cups of ice cream. Now, we all know who makes small cups of ice cream. They don't make a half a gallon. They make small cups, real small cups, about a quart. I bought 2 of my favorite ones, peanut butter cup and the one with a cherry. So anyways, I got home, I put the groceries away, and because I also went out there to take my drone out to exercise, to get a stretch in their propellers, and to keep the battery healthy. Well, immediately when I was done with that, I went grocery shopping, and I came home afterwards. I threw some beef in the oven, and I had me some cheesesteak sandwiches with some vegetables. And I turned on my TV here in the recording studio, and I was watching one of my favorite YouTube channels. And I had a couple of little bits of my favorite ice cream that's sold in a cup, about a quart. You know that brand? Yeah, peanut butter cup. Usually what I do is I knock it down about 1 inch from the top instead of putting it on a bowl. So I skimmed off about 1 inch worth from the top of the edge. And then I did the same thing on the other cup, because I bought 2 cups. I took it down about 1 inch from the top and I put it back in the freezer. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? If I'm just going to do that maybe once or twice a week. But if I get in the habit of doing it every day, then I'll be back where I started. It'll be bad. But on the days I think I'm not going to do that, I'll have some grapes, because I bought grapes. I bought some bananas. Now, bananas are very fattening. They're loaded with potassium, but if you eat too much of bananas, have you ever seen a skinny gorilla? I've never seen a skinny gorilla, and they eat a lot of bananas, and they eat a lot of leafy stuff when they're in the jungle, and tree bark and all that stuff. But anyway, I bought bananas because I haven't had bananas in a long time. And what I was doing was I was eating a lot of bananas. And one of the things that I thought could be affecting me was I could be lacking potassium. So I bought some bananas, and I'll bring one to work tomorrow. It's nearly impossible to eat every vitamin and mineral out of the foods you get. Now, ice cream falls under the category of dairy. A lot of cream, milk, and that can be fattening. But like I said, I skimmed it down enough, about 1 inch from the edge of both cups, and that was my fill. Stuck it back in the freezer. Now I'm back here with you guys. So I'm going to edit some content, and I'll be downloading that pretty soon here. I'm having a nice day. I'm glad I took this day off. My job's not very strenuous, but you know what? Mentally, it just burns the crap out of me mentally, because I'm dealing with the public 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week. And all I get is, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Hey, can I ask you a question? I'm working on this project. Can I ask you a question? I hear this 8 hours a day. It just fries my brain. And I think it could also be contributing to this lack of concentration or lack of focus, together along with these medications I've been taking. I don't know. Or maybe because I finally got enough sleep last night, but the previous nights I had not been sleeping very well. That could also be a lack of sleep. So I want to finish this off. Just wanted to touch base with you guys, letting you know how my New Year's resolution's going. Life is boring if you have to eliminate ice cream. I think moderation is the best thing. Moderation is the best thing. But before I sign off, I want to tell you guys how much I am so happy that I'm getting the other TV back tomorrow, because essentially it's a brand new TV. I'm so happy that it's not going to cost me like $200. You know, I did set a limit at $300, because if I had to replace that TV to one just like it, which I'm not going to find, it would cost me upwards of $900. And I can't spend that kind of money. But he told me it cost about $185 minus the $30 deposit that I put down. So about $135 is what I'll be paying tomorrow to get my TV back. Yeah. And then it's just getting my my sign, my the TheTruthReelz neon sign in blue. I love it. So, okay, guys, I hope you guys have a nice evening and you guys are having a nice 6th day of New Year's. Unlike me, kind of slipping back a little bit on my resolution there, but hey, it is what it is. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't hang out in a bad crowd. I have very little friends. I appreciate and love my time spent like this alone sometimes. I'm happy. I hope you guys are happier and you guys are enjoying yourselves and your families and all. I'll be chatting with you guys soon.